Welcome back to the BRMP B&L Warsaw Industrial Branch for part 2 of this day of operations. We have finished previous. If you've not watched the previous video, go back and watch it. Where we worked the South Industries, Montgomery Brothers Coal, Modern Colton Organ, and New York Concrete Pipe. Now our job is to spot the car. We have also partially worked Warsaw Elevator Factory in the last video because we pulled an empty open hopper that had been loaded with coke for the foundry. Pulled that and stuck it up with cars to get pulled, and we took 2 coal hoppers. Now the job is to spot a load of sand into the Warsaw Elevator Factory. And that is the only car going to the Warsaw Elevator Factory today. So we will be able to stick those 2 cars that you saw us couple our train onto, which are actually supposed to be spotted at the Warsaw Elevator Factory. They will be going back into the Warsaw Elevator Factory, as there's now room on the track for them. Now with the switch line, back across Allen Street and into the Warsaw Elevator Factory to deliver our load of sand. And those cutouts there are the sand shed and the scrap shed, so that'll be a perfect spot. At some point, I'm going to have a portable conveyor to unload sand in. But we'll talk about that in a layout update. Now the GP38-2, that is about 20 years newer than the layout, moves back out of the spur and to clear the switch. Now we will couple on to his train, which consists of 7 boxcars to be delivered. Actually, we're going to have to change some plans, because we have to get cars out of the way. We are going to pull the entire train forward, and we are going to get our 4 pickups, and we're going to put those down in the elevator factory, because we won't have, because our 4 boxcars at the end are going to the freight depot ramp, and we won't have room to get them down there. So we will shove into the freight depot to get the Genesee Wyoming and the ATW DMM boxcars out of there, and get them out to the elevator factory, where they can then be put. We'll shove their train down and we can put them on the other end of these cars. Now, after collecting the Genesee Wyoming boxcars, which will be going back to Watkins Glen to be loaded with salt, The next order of business is to get the 2 empty box cars that have to be pulled from the freight depot platform. And while a train goes by on the Southern Pier line, pull cars out of the freight depot. It is a NS. Looks like it is NS 310. Now move down here to the elevator factory spur. We can now put these cars over on that spur to get them out of the way. Now shoving those back into there, get them out of the way, as I said. Now with those safely, that way we'll now shove the entire train past them, then grab them, stick them in front of the Great Northern against the locomotive. Now with those 4 cars where they need to be, we're now going to put 3 cars into the elevator factory. That are going to the freight depot to get them on the right side and the correct side of the 4 cars that they were behind. Now our next is to grab these 4 cars that are still on the main, I guess you could call it, and pull them down, and we're going to put the 3 box cars that we stuck over in the elevator factory between these 4 and the 2 cars that are going to be respotted at the elevator factory. Retrieving the 3 cars out of the elevator factory that are destined for the other end of the north end of the layout. And coupling was not good. Okay, after swapping out a knuckle, the crew resumes work getting cars where they need to be. Now with all the cars coupled together, they will now pull them clear of the elevator factory switch and spot them back in there. This section of the layout is used as overflow if the elevator factory gets too full, which it does a lot. Now with the elevator factory is done switching, the only thing left to do is drop off cars at the freight depot. There are 7 cars at the freight depot. And the cars are situated for platform, driveway, and then ramp. And now our train shoves back. Despite having a lot more track now, there is still quite a bit of times that, as you can see, you have to use spurs as temporary places to put cars to get things done, and that will continue to be an issue for the whole layout. This is not supposed to be an easy job. It is limited track work. And with trains that a lot of people run on bigger layouts. A lot of people would only use like a 5-car train for this layout. Now our Baltimore, Ohio and D&H boxcars are going to the freight depot platform. And they are delivered. Now we are pulling forward. We have our Great Northern. Which is going to go into the freight depot driveway. Little stretch, a couple. Now we have spotted our Great Northern, and the next order of business is to spot these next 4 cars on the freight depot ramp, which is always getting overfilled as well. Now with cars spotted, you can see how far down those stick out. Now, last order of business is to get the train assembled. Now, we have left our 4 cars for the trestle, and now we will go down and we will grab the rest of our train, which is the 4 cars there, including the Wisconsin and Southern boxcar, and those 3 coal hoppers over here. We got these 3 coal hoppers and those 4 cars to assemble our train, and then it will be ready to leave Warsaw. Collecting our cars from the Martin Colton siding. Martin Colton spur. And then we have to collect them from Montgomery Brothers. And here we're backing into Montgomery Brothers. Now with our rest of our train collected, which is 6 cars, 5 empty hopters, and an empty boxcar. We're now back down to our James Hamling boxcars, and our train is assembled. And backing across Owaka Creek, Couple onto our train. Now after the after they've done all the brakes, the crew takes the train out to the switchback and bids farewell to Warsaw for the day. And that concludes the second operating session of 2025. If you like, comment, subscribe, watch another video. There are over 600 videos on the channel. Keep on loving trains. From CP Silver Springs, Mile Plus 360 of the Norfolk Southern Interior Line. Keep on loving trains. Tim out.